reasons not to give a flying fuck about them, including their huge investment into privatized prisons. However, niggas continue to wear it, especially niggas like myself. I'm not one of these fake woke bitches that act like I do everything correct. I'm still out here wearing Nike. I don't shop at Victoria's Secret. But I know that they get a lot of their shit made in prisons where they pay little to nothing to these prisoners. Oh, yes, I know. At any rate, Nike introduced some plus-sized mannequins to their London stores this week. So kudos to them on what is a benchmark for body positive imagery. I believe a spokesperson for Nike did say that they were just very excited to include all form of the female athlete. So kudos to them, and I can't wait. You know, what I will say for overseas is you guys get it right before we do. You do. You guys get it right before we do. You guys are the ancestors of racism, misogyny, sexism, homophobia, and other forms of xenophobia, all kind of crazy colonial shit. But you guys really do get fast food, right? And you get body positive imagery and imagery in general, right? Except for that little snafu at H&M, King of the Jungle. That was not a right thing. But for the most part, I mean, you guys are selling fried chicken skins over in Russia, KFC. So you guys are getting it right. You're getting it together. And you know what? Yay for you. Speaking of yay for you, oh my God, how have you been doing this week? You guys, I think that I'm going to be rolling some beautiful bean footage soon on what promises to be now listen, if you know anything about me, you know I'm not into these internet datings, okay? Those dirty girl websites, you know, the grinding and the hinging and the tenderizing, all of that shit scares the fuck out of me, okay? Because I think only weirdos go on that shit. Like, you know what I mean? But then on the flip mode side, it's like, girl, you got to get into, I'm a 90s kind of girl, but I know I got to get into the fact that it is 2019, bitch. And you know, people are now just knowing how to meet each other. No one knows how to actually like speak to each other in virtual time. You know what I mean? People don't even know how to relate in real time. And they don't want to. It's the weirdest fucking thing in the world. But at any rate, I still have my Dirty Girl Hinge account. Yes, I do. Don't even be looking at me like, oh, you judging me or whatever. I don't even care, Judge Amy. You could judge whatever you want. But all I'm saying is, I think that okay, all I'm going to say is this. It's not the most terrible experience that I've had thus far. More to come at 11. Anyways, so do y'all see what they did to that little girl at that school, the valedictorian girl? Did y'all see that shit? Well, if you've been unhinged to your phone this week and missed out on some social media happenings, Ruha Hagar gave her valedictorian speech at Emmett J. Conrad High School, and she had her microphone turned off at the very mention of Trayvon Martin and Tamir Rice's name. So if you had the opportunity to see her speech, several celebrities have reposted her speech, her original speech, plus what she was able to do, which was basically what looked like give like an Insta story or something like that, where she recorded herself saying her full-length speech in her cap and gown. At any rate, school officials, namely one sitting behind her, prompted the audio guys to turn off her mic as soon as she mentioned these young men's names. She later goes on in her speech to just basically talk about how her class could very well be the future and how unnerving that is because we are still in a place where young men are getting killed, you know, unarmed young men of color. And this kind of brings me back to the whole idea of me talking about roles. I think that it is made easier in all situations where if you see me and you relate to my role, you have to know that you're not having a real interaction with me. A real interaction would have been to know that I am somebody's son. I am somebody's, friend and cousin and confidant and grandson and nephew and what have you. And I'd like to go home tonight the same way that you did. And barring the fact that I committed a grievance crime, there is no reason why I should not be able to have that luxury of going home. And unfortunately, they turned off her mic, and I just thought it was, is that not weird? Like, what is wrong? I think a lot of us, and I even find myself, I think you and I talked about this previously, but, even I find myself in a place where I don't want to even deal with the reality of life as I currently know it. I don't want to deal with the fact that I don't want to watch the news. Like, I'd rather, in a lot of cases, just, because, in my mind, I'm like, there's nothing but bad news. And a lot of that is correct. A lot of that is true. The news is predicated, at least the news as we know it, is predicated on presenting mostly bad news. It kind of lives to feed our ego that everything is bad, and the chances that anything that is good that is happening, the chances of them being anywhere related to you are far and few between. So that kind of craziness and chaos keeps people coming back. It's just like watching Bad Girls Club or any of you motherfuckers that watch VH1 on a Monday night. Like, that shit is made to bring you back, and the news is made to bring you back. And yeah, you do feel like I gotta know what's going on out there, but they still make newspapers, and a lot of that shit is bullshit too, but you gotta read it. You gotta, don't make newspapers an extinct thing in our lifetime. Like, let's not do that, okay? Because I feel like we're already heading towards it, but if we could just save the newspaper, I think that there's still a chance for us. Save the newspaper, folks. So have you guys watched When They See Us as of yet? No? Yes? We talked about this last week. I told you I was having a really rough time. I haven't even finished it. I got to part 3 and I haven't been able to finish it. It is a heavy lot. It's a heavy lot, let me tell you. And have you started watching it? You have? And what do you think? Oh, no. It's good. But it's heavy. Like, it's heavy. Like, if there are white people within the vicinity of you, you may be a little upset. Or if you are a conscious white person, you're really going to have a lot of anxiety around this movie because, it's amazing how far we have not gotten. It's amazing. Well, Linda Fairstein and Debbie Federer, the two bad guys in the movies who happen to be bad gals. Linda Fairstein has been dropped by her publishing company. Oh, yes, you heard me right. She's been dropped by her publishing company. Apparently, with a lot of complaints and petitions being created, they felt as though it were a better idea that she be dropped and severed the business relationship that they have with her. And also, if you are from the New York area, Mount Vernon. Hey, Mount Vernon, money yearning Mount Vernon. If you know anything about Mount Vernon, that is where young Diddy grew up. He is from Harlem, but he grew up in Mount Vernon. And young Diddy, like Miss Linda, I don't think Diddy didn't go to Mount Vernon High School. He went to Mount St. Michael. But Miss Linda Fairstein went to Mount Vernon High School, and they are looking to remove her from their school's Hall of Fame. Now, the fact that this very black, very Negro, very, very urban high school even had her up there, and it took for this movie to come out to realize that, and that's, oh, God. Okay. may I wax poetic for un moment? One of the things that really tickles my pickle is when you have a situation where it takes something for like the movie to come out for people to be like, hey man, we are going to take Linda Fairstein off our Hall of Fame. Why did we have to wait for the movie to come out? Everybody has known the documentary about the Exonerated Five came through years ago on Netflix. Years ago, period. So the fact that like this thing has to be released in order for people to be like, oh, well, maybe we shouldn't have her in this school that is predominantly children of color. Maybe she shouldn't be in our Hall of fucking Fame for these kids to have to look at every fucking day of the fucking week. Did no one think about that? Mount Vernon High School, shame on you. And the fact that it's something that even has to be thought about. And I know that the president was like, oh, they still, even if they were acquitted of the charges of rape, they still, were out there doing something bad. I think that we're not talking about kids who were punished and had to go to jail forever, like for a very long time. We weren't like saying that was a reason to give them the chair, to kill them. If you recall, Donald Trump took out a New York Times ad calling for the death chair of these gentlemen. Huh? Well, the fight goes on, and they are now the Exonerated Five, and they will be sitting down with the Oprah Winfrey in what will be a own Netflix compilation or collaboration. And they will be talking about their experience and where they're at now, and basically why they are going to be why they're going to be talking to Oprah is because they really want to tell their story, and I'm looking forward to it because I mean I can't even get through watching the entire movie. Riveting. Okay. Have you ever thought about Uber helicopter? Have you ever thought about Uber helicopter? Well, if you've ever thought about Uber helicopter, now you can make those dreams a reality. Uber will be doing their first Ubercopter. That's right. In New York City, for the low cost of $200, you'll be able to take an Ubercopter from Manhattan to JFK International Airport. Now, they said they will be operating from two different ports. I believe one connected to the Staten Island Ferry and one in Manhattan, and it will be able to bring you to local New York City airports, which include JFK. So that's exciting. I'm sure I'll be seeing some Insta stories soon with you hoes, getting off on your Ubercopter, feeling very luxurious, giving the girls Insta stories, letting them know that you're here. And congratulations to you for everyone who needs Instagram and Snapchat to let them know it's real. Congratulations. So y'all are disrespectful as fuck. Yeah, you. Disrespectful. I saw this week y'all putting out flyers for the one Nicholas Minaj. I saw it. Missing flyers. You guys were putting up missing. Y'all are fucked up. So if you, again, have been unattuned to your social media this week, unable to connect to your shade room, then I guess you maybe missed where some of Nicki Minaj's fans were putting up missing posters of her. Some of the captions including where she was last seen on a race with China, I believe was the answer. Yeah, y'all are fucked up. I think that this is great that Nicki Minaj is taking some time away from us to really allow us to miss her. Y'all are so nasty. Y'all are really disgusting with that. Nicki Minaj has done nothing to y'all. Now, I know that Meg Thee Stallion is out here, and I